Hi friend, how are you on this wonderful Saturday, July 18th? I'm Pat Sloan and this is my challenge video. We do other stuff besides talk about the challenge, don't we? Have a lot of fun. If you're here during the premiere, which is when it runs, we do a chat, live chat. I get on and talk with everybody. Okay, so what's our challenge for today? It is, let's see, I've got it, ways to store your quilts. Okay, so a lot of us have more than one quilt. I know a lot of you give away your quilts, but a lot of us still have quilts, and we need to, put them someplace because maybe they're seasonal, or maybe they're things that we rotate out. You don't always have all of them in use all the time. So today I think would be absolutely fabulous over on the Facebook group, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan, or in the comments down below here at YouTube, to write what and how you store your quilts. Share photos over at Facebook. So I'll tell you a little bit about my stories. Mine's not going to be quite like yours because I'm a business. I have a lot of quilts. So I do hang a good number of quilts. I don't know, Greg, what do you think? Maybe 30 quilts in the house hanging on the walls. Yeah.
Various sizes.
Yeah, various sizes, he says. Yeah, so I have about that many displayed, but I have probably, over 650 quilts that I've made. And because they're for the business, I have them stored on racks in the one bedroom we use to store a lot of business stuff. So that's how those are stored. But there's other ways you can store them when you don't have that many to take care of. Some people will lay bigger quilts flat on a bed in like an extra bedroom bed. Another way is to take them and have maybe some sort of a storage cabinet. So it'd be beautiful, like all stacked up in a storage cabinet. I've seen like lots of different repurposed units that people have made into beautiful cabinets for quilts. There are pretty trunks that are especially made for storing quilts that have glass on all the sides so that you can see them. You can store them neatly in there. Ladders are fabulous. If you get a ladder, prop it up against the wall, then you can hang the quilts off of them and display them. Baskets, roll them in a basket. So those are different ways to store them, but they're also displayed somewhat so that you don't have to just stack them in a corner of your bedroom, which I'm sure somebody does that too. I think there's some stacked on the floor in my storage room right now because we haven't had a chance to put them away. I try to keep the smaller piece. I try to keep seasonal things together. So if I'm looking for my Thanksgiving stuff or my Easter stuff, they're together. But a large group of my stored pieces are by whether they were published in a magazine, whether they're published in a book, whether they were for sew-alongs. The storage got a bit chaotic, so it really needs to be done again. So I need to pull everything out and do it again. So there you go. There are some ideas, but I'd love to hear how you store your quilts and ways that you display your stored quilts. All right, let's talk a little cross stitch because I got a little waylaid here with cross stitching, but my friend Cindy, who has the wonderful spa, the Cindy and Dennis, where I send a lot of my quilts to be quilted. Cindy is an expert cross stitcher, and she offered to stitch the Prim project for me, which is just one a month, unless you're going to do the bigger sampler. And so, yay, I have it, and we're going to look at it here. This is the first block. It's one a month, and you can either put them all into one unit. You can use, I believe we did 14 count, so that makes it a little bit bigger. If you're going to do like an 18 count or something like 25 or whatever, your whole panel of finished 12 blocks will of course be smaller. So this is a Prim Stitch Club. You can either order the whole club where it'll come, you'll be charged once a month, or if you just want to pick up the ones that you like. Cindy's going to do them. The first one, she's going to stitch them for me, one singly. But the first one she did, she put in the pretty lace border on it. But we're not going to do that after this one because it is gorgeous, but it's a lot of work for that little block. What my goal is, once I have hands again, once this is gone, is to put a fabric border around this. And then, Greg, if you want to come over here. I have these Ackfeld stands, and so my goal, let me see if I can hold this, will be to put a border around it so that I can hang it here on the stand. And then I can display them each month in my studio. This one has a little bees cap with, look at the bee on top of it. Isn't that a darling? And the beautiful flag, flowers and a star. So Greg's going to show you on the wall. I have a wall version of this as well. And this is all linked below so you can see it. But there's the wall version. And I know that you've seen that. Up there I have one of my 6-inch Splendid sampler blocks. And this is approximately 6-inch. It'll be maybe a teeny bit bigger when I put a border on it. Because of the sort of lacy surround on this one, you can come back here, Greg. I probably, because of the come down here. Because of the lacy surround on this one, border, I might just bind this one because it's big enough. But on future ones, I'm going to put just a little strip of fabric, maybe a 1-inch border on it, and bind it with the same fabric. Now there's, here are the things that you get. Like, there's the cloth. This is an 8/18 cloth, but that's the same color. And then this is the pattern. So I'll link you down so you can purchase just that single pattern if you wanted to do maybe just 4 of them in the year or 6 of them. But if you want to do all 12, there is a way to get all 12 as a club. So it saves you a little bit of money. Now I also want to show you, there is a box of beautiful Aurifil floss that is designed to be used with all of this. And so that's what Cindy's using for mine. Now I don't know, Greg, if you can open that or not. We didn't. Are you able to open that? I think it opens on the end. There we go, pushes out. So yeah, it's actually 2 small cases. So whoop, there we go. Woohoo! So here's the Aurifil floss. And you can see they come on the pretty little spools. So that is how the floss comes. I can actually hold that. I didn't know if I could get that out of there. I'm not going to try to put it in right now. Alrighty, so there is my cross stitch. So each month I will show you the next one. They're not a ton of work. Thank you, Cindy, though, for doing them for me since I can't do them until I can stitch again. Okay, so I'm going to show you something fun, sort of. It's fun for me. Over here, I've got my rolling cart in use for, I've got my YouTube channel up. But my rolling cart, Greg got me this stand to put the phone on. So my phone is on there and I can use it and I can move it to where I need it to be. And then we have a box in the top here so that the tablet can sit up and I can work, and then I can roll this around wherever I need it. I take this in the living room where I sit after I'm sort of done for the day. But the rolling assistants are great for this kind of a thing. If you need to cart things around your house, you want to take your project with you, or you could get a stand like that and put your phone on it. You don't have to have 2 broken wrists and a broken finger in order to use that stand. I'm thinking this might be a permanent thing to use. But for me, it's been really great because a lot of you have asked, how am I writing all this stuff online? It's like, well, I'm doing voice to text. And the voice to text on my phone is the best one of all my devices. So sometimes I prefer to have that in at the computer where I'm doing some of the computer work and then I'm doing some of the voice to text on the phone and then going into a common document and then copying and pasting. And it's all very slow. So everything I do takes 800 times longer to do it than normal. But at least I'm able to do something. I don't just have to sit on the couch and stare at the walls, which, believe me, you wouldn't want me doing that. I'd be going crazy. I'm not good at that. Patience is not my strong point. Okay, so a couple more things in case you didn't know. The charity quilt-along, the Bloomtopia charity quilt is done and it's up for auction on eBay to support Make-A-Wish. So I'll put the link below so you can go see it. And the Bring Home the Christmas Tree. There are still, hopefully, as you're watching this today, There's still a few kits left, and once they're gone, they're gone. And we'll be working on that as a sew along in late August, because I need about 5 weeks from now. So I'm going to look at what the schedule is. I think it'll probably be on a Thursday or a Friday. So if you have a choice, would you rather get the work on it starting on Thursday or Friday? Doesn't really matter, does it? But that's what I have to look on, and I think we'll probably take about five to 6 weeks to do that one. All right, one Q&A question to wrap up. Bev from Texas, Bex from Texas, B-E-X, Bex from Texas. She asked me, do I iron wrinkly batting? This is a very good question, because you open up a lot of those battings and there just can be quite a mess, and it doesn't look like it will be good to use in your quilt if you have a nice flat top and a nice flat backing and your batting's all wrinkly. No, I don't. I don't iron it. What I do is I will get it out and let it sort of fluff, like put it out on your sofa for the day or on an extra bed in your house, and let it sort of let the wrinkles come out. After that, if there's a little bit in there, to me, it doesn't really matter. When it's quilted, that will all be compressed, and you're not even going to know that they're there. They all sort of, and you're going to be pulling that to, get it flat when you get ready to baste. And if it's going to a long armor, they are pulling it, everything, really nice and taut as well. So, okay. That's it for this Saturday. Have a fabulous day. Take my challenge. Tell me about your quilt storage. All the links are below. They support our small family business. We really appreciate all of that. I love you. I am so excited to be seeing all of your things. The red and white quilts have been amazing at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan at Facebook. So come on over. Mwah. See you there.